On Asia Down Under today, join us as we celebrate 125 years of the Wongdu family in New Zealand. Meet the women making their mark in the building industry. And neighbours become friends in New Zealand's very first Neighbours' Day. Kia ora and welcome to Asia Down Under. As Cambodia begins to emerge from its haunting past, it looks to its youth to move the country forward. In Battambang, a city northwest of the capital Phnom Penh, we meet with a community of artists and performers brimming with talent and promise. In the third part of our series on Cambodia, I've moved on, headed out of the capital and travelled north and west, heading through countless miles of paddy fields to arrive in Battambang, Cambodia's second largest city. Battambang's quite an orderly little riverside town. On the banks of the river are old French buildings. Surprisingly good conservation laws are in place that ensure buildings like this can't be knocked down. Inside, renovations like these reveal a grand colonial world in the middle of a world ruled by fried noodles, fish sauce and Khmer tradition. Has the temple changed much over the years?
Yes, it changed a lot.
I'd set my sights on learning a little more of the country's mix of Hinduism and Buddhism, and here seemed a good place to start. A lot of locals visit this temple?
The local people just coming especially for the religious ceremony.
The hilltop temple of Phnom Banan offers unmatched solitude and views that come at a steep price. A slow and steady climb of 358 steps. Religion in Cambodia seems so delicately woven into every person's lives, especially children. Children are brought up with a completely religious upbringing, but most often they don't even seem to know it because it's just play for them. Whether it's playing music for the monks having lunch in monasteries, or whether it's hanging out with their friends who might be monks themselves. It's just always present in every aspect of life. But where my spirits in Battambang were truly lifted was here. Phra Phonlou Salpak, a circus with a homespun brilliance to rival any in the world. Phra Phonlou is a charity-run multi-art school for disadvantaged children. And the circus, the highly successful product of a decade of dedicated training. These performers, the first batch of students, bear witness to the school's phenomenal success. The entire experience of walking through the back lanes of Battambang into this field and suddenly coming upon this massive circus in the middle of these fields and watching all these spectacular performers from contortionists and actors has been just one fantastic experience. The circus school opened 11 years ago to provide a safe, creative and challenging environment for youth. The dreadful years of the Khmer Rouge had left a country with no culture, no music and no art. There were many orphans, and youth life in towns was characterized by homelessness, drugs and delinquency. Korn Det had grown up in a refugee camp and was all too familiar with the hardships.
I knew that the kids needed many things, but I also knew I wanted to share my skill and knowledge so that the kids had a chance for a better life.
Det's skills in martial arts and gymnastics were the trigger for the circus school. He decided to learn circus art, and the Phra Phonlou adventure started.
At first it was very difficult because of the physical nature of training. The children had to touch the body, and families with daughters believed that this was a problem because they might get pregnant. But we tried our best to assure the families all was well and invited them to see performances to put their mind at rest.
Nowadays, Phra Phonlou Salpak is a school for all. A school that welcomes 1,000 children and teenagers every day. Walking around the serene village-like campus, the success of the school is plain to see.
Okay, one more. Whoa.
Besides the regular Cambodian curriculum, there's specialization in fine art and traditional music. And that early principle to provide a safe haven and better life for underprivileged kids remains. Hoa Thing was amongst the first to join the circus school in 1998. She'd spent all her early years in refugee camps. Today, life is very much on the straight and narrow, as she shares her skills as a trainer at the school.
It makes me feel very happy to teach, because when I was a student, there weren't enough teachers to go around. Nowadays, we have many, and my skills can easily be passed on.
Hieng gets plenty of opportunity to show off her skills in the show Pum or Village Style. With quirky live music and rustic comedy, it tells the story of aspiring circus artists who dream of making a name for themselves in the world outside their village.
I love being in the circus and performing. I like to act and do all sorts of things, but particularly I like my specialty of handstand in the air.
For these former students, this is a dream come true. Their show has taken them around the globe for years, and the whole world today really has become their stage. Meeting the people behind all this has been really special. Given that a lot of these kids come from really difficult backgrounds, their smiles make that really hard to imagine. I would have never thought you'd find something like this in a little corner of Cambodia.